Listen very closely, because the fundamental convictions you hold within the deepest recesses of your mind are exactly what will construct the physical universe you walk through every single day. By continuously and aggressively flooding your conscious and subconscious minds with undeniable positive declarations of your own incredible self-worth, you are literally altering the microscopic structure of your deeply held internal beliefs and consequently completely transforming the tangible reality you experience from morning until night. I am your host and guide, and I want to extend a deep, resonant welcome to this highly specialized mental journey. A journey specifically engineered to violently awaken and re-establish your absolute boundless capability to attract profound physical vitality, immense financial prosperity, and an unbreakable, overflowing inner joy. By immersing yourself in this exact mental conditioning for the coming fortnight, you are going to witness an entirely upgraded, highly optimized version of yourself emerging from the shadows. Every single night as you drift away, these powerful statements will weave themselves through the microscopic, invisible, energetic networks of your brain, dramatically widening how you view the world and what you are truly capable of achieving within it. So, take this immediate second to sink down and find absolute, profound comfort. Ease your physical form into a deeply supportive posture that will hold you safely and securely through the night. And whenever you feel completely ready, let your eyelids softly close. Allow yourself to rest completely. Draw in a slow, deep breath and open your spirit to completely receive. I hold immeasurable, undeniable value in this vast cosmos, and I fundamentally deserve every beautiful, positive experience that this lifetime has the capacity to offer. My essence is incredibly marvelous, radiating a unique and brilliant light that positively impacts the physical world and the people occupying the space around me. I stand with my spiritual doors thrown completely wide open, fully prepared, and entirely willing to accept all the grand blessings and cosmic gifts headed in my direction. I possess an unbreakable physical and mental fortitude that acts as an impenetrable shield against the absolute hardest challenges this planet can throw at me. Whenever I am pushed to the ground, I bounce back with a remarkable elastic resilience, ensuring that absolutely no setback has the power to keep me defeated. The sheer raw energy and capability I hold within the center of my being are absolutely impossible to quantify, surpassing any ordinary metric of human power. I feel deeply and permanently anchored to the solid earth beneath my feet, standing firm like an ancient tree that refuses to be uprooted by the wind. My consciousness is entirely stripped of the past and the future, allowing me to exist with absolute clarity entirely right here in this specific fleeting second. I am flawlessly and intimately tied to the vast, invisible cosmic web that links every single star, planet, and living organism across the endless expanse of space. I am not broken or fragmented. I stand as a completely unified, unbroken entity lacking absolutely nothing to achieve my ultimate purpose in this timeline. A profound, unshakable sense of joy constantly bubbles up from the depths of my soul, spilling over into every single action I take throughout my day. Every microscopic cell in my physical form and every passing thought inside my consciousness vibrates with flawless health, maintaining an absolutely perfect biological and mental equilibrium. I am consistently achieving massive, undeniable victories across an incredibly diverse spectrum of areas, proving that my capabilities are not limited to just one single arena. A steady, rushing river of financial prosperity and material abundance flows effortlessly toward my life, ensuring that I am never in a state of lack. I possess a razor-sharp mastery and an extraordinary level of talent regarding the work I place my hands on, operating with the precision of a master craftsman. Every single day that the sun rises, I am actively stretching my capabilities, expanding my intellectual horizons, and pushing far past the boundaries of my previous self. I walk through the world constantly absorbing new data, integrating fresh knowledge, and refining my understanding of the complex universe that surrounds me at all times. I am actively opening my inner eyes to realize the absolutely boundless, endless capabilities and latent powers that have been sitting dormant within me all along. A deep, soothing wave of tranquility constantly washes over my entire physical frame, leaving my muscles entirely relaxed and my central nervous system completely at rest. My inner psychological world is incredibly solid and unshakable, perfectly balanced on a central axis that refuses to tilt no matter how chaotic the external world becomes. I exist in a perpetual state of absolute, total comfort, free from the gripping claws of anxiety, allowing my spirit to float effortlessly through the day. My heart continuously overflows with a profound, heavy gratitude for every single breath I take and every minor miracle I witness as I navigate this life. I can count a truly endless array of divine favors and extraordinary fortunes that have been generously bestowed upon my life in countless different forms. All the energetic pathways of my spirit are entirely cleared and thrown wide open, actively inviting massive, overwhelming prosperity to flood into my daily reality. A bright, radiant cheerfulness courses through my veins like electricity, illuminating my perspective and bringing a vibrant energy to everyone who crosses my path today. I'm not merely surviving my environment, I am aggressively blossoming and thriving within it, growing taller and stronger like a plant in perfectly nutrient-rich soil. I carry an ironclad, unshakable certainty and a deep, resonating pride regarding the exact individual I have evolved into over the course of my complex journey. I'm currently undergoing a profound spiritual and psychological metamorphosis, shedding my old state of sleep and stepping into a highly conscious, brilliantly illuminated reality. The core frequency of my soul is perfectly synchronized with a much grander, divine cosmic intelligence that quietly orchestrates the magnificent mechanics of the entire universe. The very atomic building blocks that construct my physical skeleton and flesh were forged in the fiery hearts of ancient, collapsing stars billions of years ago. The lens of my mind is sharply dialed in on my most critical objectives, completely eliminating the white noise and trivial distractions that attempt to derail me. A surge of powerful, relentless vitality constantly recharges my biological battery, ensuring I possess the raw stamina needed to aggressively tackle massive goals from dawn until dusk. Through sheer force of will and aligned action, I am actively pulling extraordinary, monumental accomplishments out of the realm of imagination and into tangible reality. I interact with humanity through a lens of profound gentleness, readily and eagerly offering my time, resources, and energy to elevate the lives of those around me. I navigate social spaces with a deep, intentional thoughtfulness, always maintaining a sharp awareness of the feelings, struggles, and perspectives of the individuals sharing my environment. I wrap my own physical form and mental state in genuine appreciation, fiercely protecting my energy and dedicating ample time to the tender maintenance of my soul. In the quietest, most isolated moments of my life, I act as my own most loyal, fiercely dedicated, and incredibly supportive companion, offering myself unwavering grace. Stripped of all external achievements and societal validations, in this exact raw form, I am entirely sufficient and perfectly equipped to justify my place in the cosmos. I have navigated the chaotic labyrinth of existence and successfully blossomed into the precise, highly specific individual I was originally destined to become since the beginning. I stand upon the earth, entirely complete, possessing no missing pieces, realizing that all the components required for absolute fulfillment are already contained within my biology. The sensory receptors of my mind are dialed up to maximum capacity, rendering me incredibly conscious of the deeply subtle, invisible dynamics playing out in my vicinity. I refuse to let my consciousness drift backward into memory or forward into anxiety, demanding that my entire spirit remain anchored in the current, vivid moment. Every fiber of my being is harmonized with the exact frequency of right now, allowing me to fully absorb the textures, sounds, and energies of the immediate present. A brilliant, glowing wellspring of creative fire continuously ignites within my mind, pushing me to view the ordinary world through a lens of absolute, breathtaking wonder. When faced with towering, seemingly impossible blockades, I possess an uncanny, sharp ability to extract the exact tools and unconventional solutions required to dismantle any problem. The imaginative engines whirring inside my brain possess absolutely no boundaries, capable of constantly generating an endless stream of original thoughts, brilliant concepts, and artistic visions. I dwell securely inside a heavily fortified sanctuary of deep internal tranquility, allowing the chaotic storms of the outside world to crash against me without breaching my walls. I am the literal, breathing embodiment of holistic health, functioning at the absolute zenith of physical capability, mental clarity, and deep, resonant spiritual balance. The exact grace, symmetry, and spectacular splendor that I constantly search for in the external world actually resides permanently within the core of my own spirit. A brilliant, undeniable luminescence pours outward from my skin, acting as a beacon of high-frequency energy that brightens the physical space whenever I enter a room. I possess a striking, undeniable aesthetic and spiritual magnificence that commands respect and inspires awe in those who truly take the time to witness my journey. I feel profoundly at home and completely relaxed inside my own physical vessel, entirely discarding the heavy, useless armor of insecurity and societal comparison. The individuals occupying my personal universe hold me incredibly dear, wrapping me in a thick protective blanket of deep affection and fiercely devoted adoration. The very underlying fabric of existence itself constantly rises up to hold my weight, gently nudging me forward and ensuring I never walk my path completely unsupported. I am gifted with an arsenal of remarkable physical skills, a terrifyingly sharp intellect, and a profound, ancient inner knowing that dictates my everyday decisions. I am not just idly fantasizing. I am actively, aggressively pulling my loftiest, most ambitious aspirations out of the ether and forging them into hard, tangible reality. I step forward into the pitch-black unknown without a single, microscopic trace of hesitation, having completely eradicated the paralyzing emotion of terror from my psychological framework. My physical vessel and mental architecture are built from impenetrable materials, allowing me to withstand crushing external pressures without ever showing a single stress fracture. There is absolutely no obstacle placed upon this earth, no matter how intimidating or massive, that I cannot systematically deconstruct, conquer, and permanently rise above. A robust, highly dedicated network of allies and peers stands constantly at my back, providing a safety net of encouragement and tactical assistance whenever I falter. The vast, sprawling expanse of the cosmos actively conspires in my favor, bending probabilities and aligning chaotic events to ensure my ultimate inevitable success. I am wrapped entirely in the profound affection of those who matter most, treated as an incredibly precious, irreplaceable artifact within the museum of their lives. My heart operates with a soft, deeply empathetic frequency, extending genuine, nurturing assistance to any living creature that finds itself suffering within my blast radius. The true center of gravity for my entire existence resides firmly within the emotional core of my chest, ensuring my actions are always steered by love. I exercise a calm, unbreakable endurance when facing the slow grind of time, perfectly content to let complex situations develop without forcing a premature outcome. I carry the deep, quiet comprehension of a seasoned traveler, analyzing the world through a lens built from decades of hard-earned experience and profound observation. The daily tactical decisions I execute are fiercely governed by an elevated, unshakable moral compass that refuses to compromise for the sake of cheap, temporary gains. I possess the absolute, unbridled liberty to strip away all societal masks and boldly express the most authentic, raw version of my true identity to the public. I stand with my spine perfectly straight, projecting an aura of absolute certainty and fierce pride regarding the unique individual I present to the world. My energetic signature and biological blueprint are entirely singular. There is not a single replicated copy of my specific essence anywhere in the known universe. I exist as a genuinely spectacular, radiant entity, contributing my own specific frequency of light and grace to the overarching tapestry of human existence. I am the absolute living embodiment of victory, naturally turning the complex endeavors I undertake into highly profitable, undeniable wins on a daily basis. I draw immense, overflowing riches into my orbit, ensuring that my bank accounts, resource pools, and overall material standing are completely and permanently saturated. I operate as an unstoppable, immensely powerful gravitational force, effortlessly pulling endless waves of extreme prosperity and massive fortune directly into the center of my life. I'm heavily shielded from the malicious forces of the world, residing securely inside an invisible, impenetrable fortress that guarantees my absolute physical and emotional security. My foundation is constructed from solid bedrock, preventing the chaotic, unpredictable earthquakes of daily life from knocking my spirit out of its perfect, upright alignment. This precise, exact second in the timeline of the universe acts as a firm, supportive platform that holds my weight and propels my momentum forward. When stared down by extreme adversity, I do not flinch. I step aggressively into the line of fire, fueled by an incredibly bold, undeniable bravery. I actively seek out the deepest, darkest frontiers of the unknown, confronting my deepest fears with a stoic, ironclad resolve that simply cannot be shattered. I am a relentless hunter out on the plains of reality, continuously tracking down the deepest, most magnificent desires of my heart with lethal precision. I am an entity of staggering, incalculable worth, bringing an irreplaceable array of insights and energy to every single room or project I choose to enter. I carry highly specialized, incredibly unique talents that were inherently coded into my DNA, giving me a distinct, undeniable advantage in my specific field of operation. I am not a random anomaly. I represent a highly beloved, absolutely necessary puzzle piece in the grand, chaotic, sprawling tapestry of this global human society. I am the very physical manifestation of deep insight, capable of slicing through complex illusions to extract the bare, unvarnished truth hiding beneath the surface. My brain operates as a vast, endlessly expanding library of critical data, constantly archiving crucial information that grants me a terrifyingly accurate understanding of the world. I walk through the world as the living, breathing avatar of pure honesty, refusing to participate in the shallow deceptions that cloud the judgment of ordinary men. A blazing, uncontrollable inferno of dedication and fierce enthusiasm fuels my every move, ensuring I never approach a single task with anything less than maximum intensity. My spirit acts as a lightning rod for brilliant, cosmic creativity, frequently struck by massive surges of profound, paradigm-shifting ideas that demand immediate execution. I feel intensely, magnetically pulled forward by a magnificent, divine, overarching purpose that dictates my entire trajectory through the vast expanse of this lifetime. I consist purely of deep, unconditional affection, radiating a frequency of profound care that acts as a healing balm to every single person I encounter. I am a brilliant, glowing luminary in a world often shrouded in shadow, cutting through the darkness with a brilliant, undeniable output of positive energy. I walk the earth as an incredibly vibrant, glowing mortal creature, projecting a massive wave of warmth and spectacular vitality to every corner of my environment. My allegiance to the people and the causes I care about remains absolutely steadfast and entirely unbreakable, resembling a steel cable that will never snap under pressure. I speak and act with a lethal, absolute sincerity, ensuring that every word leaving my lips is backed by a rock-solid foundation of pure, unadulterated reality. The absolute highest principles of honor, righteousness, and unyielding moral courage are perfectly and flawlessly captured in every single behavioral choice I make. I have fully earned every single drop of absolute bliss, and I fundamentally deserve to experience a life completely saturated in overwhelming, unbridled joy. I keep the heavy iron gates of my soul entirely unlocked and thrown wide, standing fully prepared to let massive waves of pure delight wash over me. A sense of breathtaking, childlike awe completely fills my spirit, allowing me to constantly marvel at the incredibly complex, majestic mechanics of the universe around me. I absolutely refuse to hoard my assets. I give freely and massively of my personal wealth, time, and tactical knowledge to those who truly require assistance. My personal reservoirs of energy and capital are entirely bottomless, overflowing with a magnificent surplus that guarantees I will never operate from a state of scarcity. I am completely primed to offer my valuable resources to the world while remaining equally open to accepting massive cosmic payouts without a single shred of hesitation. I stand as a massive, immovable pillar of strength for the people in my orbit, acting as a crucial load-bearing wall during their moments of absolute crisis. In a beautiful cosmic balance, I am constantly held up, reinforced, and protected by an elite, highly capable network of individuals who completely have my back. I am safely cradled by the universe, deeply and fiercely adored by my inner circle, and carefully, tenderly tended to as I continue to grow and expand. A highly comforting magnetic thermal energy radiates outward from my personality, drawing people toward me like a crackling fire on a bitterly cold winter night. I possess a spirit fundamentally characterized by a profound, unmistakable gentleness, consistently choosing to deploy deep empathy rather than cold cynicism in my daily interactions. Beneath the physical exterior lies an exquisite, radiant inner essence that hums with a gorgeous frequency, adding profound aesthetic and spiritual value to the cosmos. I apply myself to my chosen missions with an unmatched, terrifying level of absolute commitment, refusing to abandon a project until it reaches total, flawless completion. My baseline work ethic is incredibly robust and relentless, allowing me to consistently outgrind and out-endure any obstacle that foolishly places itself in my direct path. My eyes are fiercely, uncompromisingly locked onto the ultimate destination I have engineered in my mind, completely ignoring the chaotic noise attempting to break my concentration. I am continually changing my shape, aggressively shedding outdated versions of my personality and morphing into a drastically more lethal, highly optimized iteration of myself. Through a process of constant pressure and adaptation, my spirit is steadily advancing up the evolutionary ladder, unlocking new, profound levels of human capability. An unbreakable, high-speed line of communication exists between my physical brain and the most elevated, purely divine version of my soul residing in the ether. I am profoundly easy to care for, possessing a magnetic vulnerability and charm that naturally pulls deep, genuine affection from the individuals who surround me. I carry an immense, undeniable visual and spiritual majesty, presenting a highly compelling, gorgeous aesthetic that reflects the pristine state of my internal universe. I thoroughly and absolutely deserve to be treated with extreme tenderness, sweet consideration, and the utmost respect by every single entity I encounter on this planet. The chaotic forces of probability continuously smile upon me, constantly dealing me incredible hands and drawing highly favorable, extraordinary circumstances directly into my immediate vicinity. I operate as a high-powered lodestone for positivity, effortlessly pulling incredible opportunities, sudden windfalls, and massive victories directly into the very center of my life. I keep every single doorway of my mind completely unlocked, actively scanning the horizon for fresh, thrilling possibilities to forcefully enter my reality and elevate my status. I remain perfectly placid, smooth, and entirely untroubled, maintaining the calm surface of an undisturbed ancient lake, regardless of the turbulent weather raging in the sky above. Absolute, unshakable harmony reigns supreme within the borders of my mind, establishing a permanent ceasefire against all forms of internal conflict, anxiety, and deeply rooted doubt. I move seamlessly and effortlessly alongside the massive, natural currents of existence, refusing to waste my vital energy violently swimming upstream against the timeline of the universe. I feel completely, entirely safe inside my own complex identity, utilizing a bulletproof sense of self that repels the desperate judgments and criticisms of lesser minds. I place my absolute, unwavering faith in the long-term journey of existence, knowing that the intricate mechanics of reality are fundamentally engineered to facilitate my ultimate victory. The vast architecture of the cosmos consistently and reliably hands me the exact tactical tools, resources, and alliances I require to conquer my immediate objectives. The universe does not stop at mere sufficiency. It continuously and generously buries me under an avalanche of excess bounty, delivering far beyond my basic requirements. I possess a massive reservoir of extreme competence, holding the intellectual and physical bandwidth necessary to utterly dominate complex systems and incredibly demanding environments. I hold tremendous, inherent, undeniable value, making me completely deserving of the absolute highest echelons of success, deep love, and total, unbridled universal respect. I stand fully armored and entirely prepared to step onto the largest possible stage, ready to assume massive responsibility and cement a spectacular, enduring legacy. I am the sole master architect designing my own physical world, consciously forging the exact parameters of my environment through the sheer brute force of my focused willpower. The boundless, incredibly powerful cosmos continually backs my every effort, acting as a massive, invisible tailwind that accelerates my progress toward my ultimate, long-term destinations. I'm constantly, automatically handed the highly specific, crucial pieces of intel, capital, and cosmic energy required to ensure my absolute triumph in any chosen arena. An endless, torrential shower of incredible cosmic favors and material wealth rains down upon my head, ensuring my storehouses are permanently overflowing with high-value assets. I calculate my massive wealth not just in mere currency, but across a million different, immeasurable metrics of deep fulfillment, robust health, and rich, dynamic relationships. My trajectory is marked by profound, undeniable financial and spiritual success, allowing me to walk through this existence as a highly elevated, thriving human entity. I am absolutely not just surviving the harsh conditions of reality. I am vigorously, aggressively conquering my environment and expanding my empire with every passing dawn. With every rotation of the earth, I am actively stretching the limits of my consciousness, adding new mental frameworks and powerful physical capabilities to my arsenal. Complete, unbreakable biological wellness, profound mental clarity, and total structural integrity fundamentally define the current state of the vessel that carries my consciousness through time. I am unfolding like a vibrant, incredibly rare flower absorbing the intense radiation of the sun, finally revealing my full, spectacular colors to the watching world. The outer boundaries of my intellect and spiritual capacity are stretching endlessly outward, constantly claiming new territory in the vast, uncharted landscapes of human potential. I am softly, carefully, and deliberately pulling back the protective layers of my psyche, choosing to safely reveal my most authentic, powerful core to the cosmos. I am the living, breathing, literal definition of absolute power, possessing a sheer force of character that easily shatters any barrier placed in my direct trajectory. I carry the supernatural ability to absorb massive, devastating impacts from reality, rapidly repairing my own armor and standing back up with terrifying speed and determination. I step forward into the pitch-black unknown carrying an absolute ironclad certainty, completely refusing to let the paralyzing specter of failure dictate my daily tactical movements. True, profound, deeply rooted satisfaction fills my days, allowing me to sit in complete stillness without the desperate, clawing need for constant external validation. My entire internal reservoir is filled to the brim with overflowing, absolute delight, creating a baseline state of high-frequency cheerfulness that dictates my everyday existence. My life functions as a massive, open conduit for a constant, steady, never-ending stream of newly arriving miracles and highly fortunate, completely unexpected cosmic deliveries. I aggressively release my paranoid doubts and firmly place my total faith in the grand, overarching design of the universe, knowing it actively plots my supreme victory. I sit deeply within a state of absolute, unbothered comfort, letting the high-stress adrenaline of the survival instinct completely drain from my vastly upgraded nervous system. I am entirely ready to let go of my desperate, white-knuckled need for absolute microscopic control, allowing the massive currents of fate to carry me forward. All of my scattered mental energy has been violently coalesced into a single, laser-focused beam of pure intention, pointed directly at the core of my overarching mission. The incredibly detailed visions I have constructed in my mind dominate my complete attention, entirely eliminating any peripheral distractions that seek to drain my valuable time. I'm actively, forcefully reaching into the ether and grasping the exact, highly specific desires and massive victories that my deep soul has intensely yearned for. I possess a crystal clear, razor-sharp understanding of my deepest ambitions, entirely cutting through the confusing, contradictory noise of societal expectations to locate my true north. I maintain a direct, high-bandwidth uplink to a vast, cosmic authority, constantly downloading the divine intuition and raw energy required to execute my grand strategy. My personal trajectory runs perfectly parallel to the most elevated, absolute principles of the universe, ensuring that my daily actions are backed by an undeniable cosmic weight. In this exact state, right at this specific coordinate in time, my current configuration of skills and traits is entirely, perfectly sufficient to conquer reality. I look around at the vast empire of experiences and assets I have built and feel a deep, resonating sense of absolute, fundamental completion. I embrace a profound, unshakable peace regarding the massive inventory of blessings currently in my possession, entirely nullifying the toxic, endless hunger for unnecessary material excess. My biological sensory inputs are tuned to their absolute maximum, allowing my mind to keenly observe and instantly process the deeply subtle dynamics playing out in my immediate environment. My spiritual and psychological feet are planted with massive force into the soil of today, refusing to let the ghosts of yesterday drag my attention backward. The heavy, blinding fog of unconscious living has completely burned away, leaving me sharply conscious and intensely alert to the massive game playing out across the planet. My internal radar is constantly spinning, tracking the invisible flow of energy and intent from the individuals sharing my space with terrifying, high-definition clarity. I am the very physical manifestation of extreme biological vigor, possessing an immune system and cellular structure that repel disease and rapidly repair any microscopic damage. A state of highly optimized, perfectly balanced functioning defines my complete existence, integrating my physical, mental, and spiritual systems into one unstoppable, harmonious machine. The profound, elusive state of complete integration I have been desperately searching for externally actually resides permanently inside the very core of my own vast consciousness. I am currently experiencing the absolute undeniable peak of human existence, operating daily at maximum capacity and extracting the highest possible joy from my environment. I am actively hunting down the grandest, most cinematic visions of my mind, sprinting toward my ultimate destiny with the relentless stamina of an apex predator. I fundamentally deserve to be crowned with monumental achievements, holding the inner architecture required to properly wield massive power, extreme wealth, and profound sweeping influence. My internal voice flows outward into the physical world without a single restriction, allowing me to articulate my deepest truths with bold, unvarnished, absolute clarity. I possess an incredibly inventive, highly dynamic imagination, capable of synthesizing completely disparate concepts into brilliant, highly original frameworks that disrupt the standard status quo. I am actively and aggressively showcasing my unique, inherent talents to the global audience, refusing to hide my brilliant capabilities in the shadows for a second longer. A dynamic, kinetic energy drives my physical form, ensuring I am constantly in motion, continuously executing critical maneuvers that push my overarching agenda relentlessly forward. A high-voltage electric current pulses continuously through my nervous system, providing an endless reservoir of raw, explosive stamina to fuel my most demanding daily operations. I feel incredibly, vibrantly, and terrifyingly conscious, experiencing the full, overwhelming spectrum of human sensation and completely rejecting the numbness of an unexamined, average existence. My spiritual arms are spread incredibly wide, serving as a massive catcher's mitt, fully prepared to intercept all the incredible kindness and fortune this world can launch at me. An overwhelming avalanche of massive financial capital, deep relational wealth, and profound spiritual energy is currently crashing into my life with unstoppable, highly favorable momentum. A sense of limitless, truly cosmic appreciation fills the entire cavity of my chest, acknowledging the staggering volume of miracles required to sustain my daily existence. My mind operates with a razor-sharp, lethal agility, allowing me to outmaneuver complex problems, calculate rapid solutions, and systematically outsmart any obstacle in my path. I possess a brilliant, deep-rooted intuition, analyzing the chaotic data of reality through a highly refined lens built from years of intense, transformative experience. I act as a secure, vast vault of ancient and modern understanding, hoarding highly critical intel that gives me a massive, undeniable strategic advantage in reality. A brilliant, glowing divine radiance courses directly through my vascular system, pushing out the heavy, toxic darkness that attempts to infiltrate my psychological framework. I constantly project a massive, invisible wave of highly optimistic radiation outward, drastically altering the emotional atmosphere of any room I choose to step foot inside. My physical presence and mental output are extraordinarily vivid and intense, entirely devoid of the dull, grey lethargy that plagues the majority of the human population. I am the walking, breathing definition of an unbreakable, optimistic mindset, effortlessly reframing absolute catastrophes into highly leverageable, massive strategic opportunities for future growth. I am composed entirely of a deep, foundational affection, serving as a limitless source of care, and profound empathy for the people occupying my immediate universe. My personal energy signature hums at the absolute highest, most elevated frequencies possible, easily deflecting the low-level, toxic static generated by the chaos of the outside world. My ironclad dedication to the ultimate empire I am building remains totally unbroken, completely immune to these seductive, lazy distractions that attempt to derail my progress. My strategic eyes are fixed firmly on the distant horizon of tomorrow, constantly calculating my trajectory to ensure my long-term absolute dominance in my chosen field. Simultaneously, my physical body and immediate tactical awareness are grounded perfectly in this exact, fleeting second, ensuring I do not miss the crucial details of the present. I treat my own complex heart with profound gentleness, actively speaking to my internal consciousness with the same deep respect I would offer a highly revered mentor. When I inevitably stumble, I immediately deploy a massive wave of self-derived empathy, completely refusing to engage in the destructive, useless habit of internal psychological warfare. The aggressive maintenance and tender protection of my own physical vessel and psychological health is elevated to the absolute highest priority in my daily operational schedule. I lend a highly patient, deeply focused, and careful ear to the individuals around me, absorbing their true intent rather than merely waiting for my turn to speak. When I finally open my mouth, profound, highly calculated insight follows, ensuring my words carry the heavy weight of truth and drastically impact the surrounding environment. I articulate my deepest, most controversial thoughts, utilizing a perfect, unflinching bravery, refusing to dilute my absolute truth to simply placate the fragile egos of the crowd. I perfectly balance that sheer boldness with a deep, resonating human sympathy, ensuring my words land with the intention to heal and elevate rather than destroy. Every single day, I am heavily engaged in activities and strategic missions that genuinely ignite the deepest, most passionate fires residing within the core of my soul, ensuring my own absolute joy is a non-negotiable, heavily enforced commitment, and I actively sever ties with any dynamic that threatens to drain my internal reservoir of delight. An overwhelming, effervescent cheerfulness is my absolute baseline state of existence, providing a vibrant, electric energy that acts as the fuel for all my daily endeavors. There is absolutely no other entity in the entire, sprawling cosmos equipped with my exact combination of traits, making my specific existence an incredibly rare, highly valuable phenomenon. I consider it a massive, unparalleled privilege to inhabit my own identity, expressing deep gratitude for the specific vessel and mind I was granted in this lifetime. I am deeply, keenly conscious of the massive special abilities I carry, actively mapping out exactly how to deploy these talents for maximum impact on the physical world. A beautiful, carefully engineered synergy and absolute balance dictate all of my interpersonal connections, entirely removing unnecessary, toxic friction from my daily social interactions. I am backed by a highly elite, incredibly solid network of supportive peers who actively reinforce my structural integrity and provide crucial covering fire when I need it. I feel deeply and profoundly intertwined with the broader fabric of humanity, recognizing my crucial role in the vast, complex ecosystem of this rapidly spinning planet. I sit in a state of deep, resounding satisfaction, looking upon the architecture of my life with profound peace and a complete lack of desperate, anxious yearning. My heart stands at complete attention, fully unlocked and entirely ready to welcome immense, staggering affection and pure, unadulterated delight into the core of my existence. An overwhelming torrential flood of deep adoration and pure electric happiness is currently crashing into my life with an unstoppable, highly concentrated, beautifully overwhelming momentum. Fresh, thrilling, and highly lucrative strategic pathways reveal themselves to me constantly, presenting massive chances to elevate my status and expand my personal empire. I am actively, forcefully pushing open previously locked, heavy gates, stepping boldly into unexplored territories and claiming new space in the vast landscape of reality. I am constantly testing the perimeter, aggressively uncovering the absolute, extreme limits of what a highly optimized human being can actually achieve in a single lifetime. Absolutely no artificial boundaries or self-imposed mental cages can contain my expanding energy. I have completely shattered the illusion of restriction that traps ordinary individuals. I possess the raw processing power, the deep physical stamina, and the unbreakable will required to conquer literally any massive task I assign to myself. My forward, aggressive momentum is absolutely impossible to halt. I am a massive freight train of pure intention, crashing through any barrier in my trajectory. A burning radioactive drive to achieve total greatness fuels my every waking action, ensuring I wake up every single morning ready to utterly dominate my objectives. I possess the heart of a lion, actively stepping into highly volatile, deeply intimidating situations with an absolute chilling calmness that terrifies my obstacles. I relentlessly, ruthlessly hunt down the deepest, most authentic inclinations of my spirit, refusing to settle for a life that misaligns with my core desires. A massive, surging sense of absolute autonomy courses through my veins, giving me complete, unquestionable authority over the direction and ultimate outcome of my own existence. My competence levels are staggeringly high, equipping me with the exact tactical proficiency needed to dismantle highly complex challenges with absolute ruthless efficiency. When the massive spotlight of pressure finally hits me, I do not shrink into the shadows. I step forward aggressively to meet the challenge with undeniable bravery. I am deeply, romantically, and wildly enchanted by the sheer, visceral experience of being alive, extracting profound beauty from both the massive victories and the crushing defeats. My specific actions are in perfect, flawless synchronization with the overarching heartbeat of the universe, removing the friction of fighting against the natural order of things. I exist in a state of continuous, effortless momentum, gliding smoothly down the river of time without aggressively crashing into the rocks of unnecessary resistance. I act as the ruthless bouncer of my own mind, consciously and strictly selecting only highly optimistic, highly leverageable mental patterns to enter my internal space. I let those brilliant internal visions completely fuel my physical movements, executing highly decisive, boldly creative maneuvers that dramatically alter the landscape around me. I am the absolute sole author of the physical universe I inhabit, actively bending the fabric of existence to match the exact specifications I have drawn up. The outer boundaries of my absolute potential simply do not exist. I am an ever-expanding sphere of capability that refuses to be defined by average metrics. My core spiritual essence transcends the basic, rigid confines of time and space, tying me directly to the boundless, eternal energy that powers the entire cosmos. I am actively, relentlessly morphing into the absolute highest, most terrifyingly effective version of myself, leaving my weaker, outdated iterations in the dust of history. My psychological awareness is razor sharp and deeply deliberate, allowing me to process the incredibly dense data of the current moment without becoming overwhelmed or distracted. I understand the complex, dark, and light inner workings of my own mind intimately, constantly monitoring my internal biases and emotional triggers with absolute clinical precision. I exercise complete dictatorial mastery over the choices I make, refusing to let wild, unpredictable emotions hijack the steering wheel of my physical behavior. Genuine, unvarnished truth characterizes every single aspect of my spirit, completely eliminating the need to construct a fake, easily shattered facade for the public to consume. My words and my ultimate actions are perfectly, flawlessly aligned, ensuring that I operate with an absolute integrity that makes me an undeniable force of nature. I am entirely, fiercely willing to display my absolute real self to the world, deeply embracing my eccentricities and unique power without a single ounce of apology. The highly specific milestones I mapped out in my mind are rapidly, systematically being crossed off my list, converted from mere dreams into hard, tangible reality. My mental crosshairs are tunneled and absolutely locked onto my targets, completely ignoring the chaotic, swirling noise of the desperate crowd attempting to pull my attention. My internal resolve is forged from absolute titanium. I will relentlessly hammer away at my objectives until the walls of resistance finally shatter and collapse. I embody the very essence of the supernatural, capable of inexplicably altering the physics of my reality through the sheer, concentrated power of my focused intent. I am a walking, breathing miracle of biological and spiritual engineering, representing a truly spectacular anomaly in the cold, mathematical vastness of the known universe. I represent the grand, beautiful, unsolvable enigma of human existence itself, containing infinite hidden depths that can never be fully mapped or entirely understood. I offer my most profound, deepest thanks for the brilliant gift of this current sunrise, actively extracting every single drop of value from the hours I am granted. I stand fully armored, highly prepared, and entirely eager to tackle whatever massive challenges or staggering opportunities the upcoming dawn decides to throw into my path. The endless, sprawling possibilities of what is yet to come fill my spirit with a raging, creative fire, pushing me to build an incredible legacy. A deep, resounding sense of gratitude heavily colors my entire perspective, ensuring I never take the massive resources and profound love in my life for granted. I constantly offer up my thanks for all things, recognizing that every single experience, whether painful or joyful, acts as crucial fuel for my ultimate ascension. Massive, overwhelming waves of pure affection and brilliant, divine illumination constantly wash over my frame, permanently elevating my baseline frequency to the absolute highest tier. I possess a terrifying, rock-solid personal discipline, perfectly capable of delaying cheap, immediate gratification to secure a much larger, monumental victory in the distant future. I keep my strategic sights locked tightly on my ultimate targets, refusing to let the chaotic turbulence of daily life knock my trajectory even slightly off course. I do not sit idly by. I move with aggressive, decisive, and highly purposeful momentum, executing the crucial maneuvers that rapidly advance my overarching agenda. A deep, swelling, entirely justified pride fills my chest when I look back at the incredible individual I have systematically forged through years of intense pressure. I hold a profound, deep-seated thankfulness for the unique, highly lethal capabilities I possess, recognizing them as the exact tools required to conquer my environment. I deeply value my own hard-earned, battle-tested insights, utilizing the massive database of my past experiences to perfectly navigate the complex minefields of my current reality.